the Maravich Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, ESPN presents Super Tuesday. The number 11 team in the nation, the Kentucky Wildcats, facing the LSU Tigers.
Independent testing has just shown that the BMW 325i, with all-season traction, cornered faster, accelerated quicker, and held traction better overall on slippery surfaces than these competitors. Testing was sanctioned by the United States Auto Club. In this reenactment, testing simulated real-life driving on a surface similar to packed snow or ice. In the first test, the BMW 325i with all-season traction had the necessary control to complete a 90-degree turn more quickly than the other cars. Test number 2 resembled accelerating away from a stoplight on a slick surface. The BMW 325i with all-season traction left some of the competition far behind. While most other leading luxury cars in the test were equipped with their own traction control systems, not one held traction overall as well as the BMW 325i with all-season traction. BMW now offers all-season traction from the 325i to the 8 Series. BMW is committed to enhancing your driving enjoyment and control in all conditions. It's part of the philosophy at BMW to constantly offer better value in our cars and make them more fun to drive. If you would like to know more about BMW all-season traction, please call this number now.
Slam, dunk, double, dribble. Who's the team? You can do it.
North Carolina and Clemson lead off a triple header tonight on ESPN.
It's time for Game 2 of ESPN Super Tuesday. But here on the Bayou, it's Mardi Gras, the celebration of Fat Tuesday, one of the world's all-time greatest parties.
Hey, wait a minute. Are you kidding me?
Fat what?
Come on, get serious now.
No time for fun and games in Baton Rouge tonight. It's all business. The LSU Tigers are on the brink of being shut out of the NCAA tournament for the first time in 11 years. In town, their toughest rival, Kentucky's Wildcats, who are scratching back from 2 losses last week. So for now, the fun can wait.
That's right. Now let's get busy.
The Pete Maravich Assembly Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Kentucky and LSU in an SEC battle set to square off. A game of major importance, especially to the Tigers of LSU. As you look at the NCAA tournament hopefuls, you see that LSU is still in the picture, but that picture is getting more and more dim as we go along. Kentucky would like to move up in the Southeastern Conference standings, approaching the SEC tournament. Hi, everybody. Brad Nessler and Larry Conley. It is Fat Tuesday. They're partying here already, I'll tell you that much. Party's going to stop for LSU, though, Larry. They do have that long string of NCAA tournament appearances very much in jeopardy right now.
Brad, the one thing you've got to understand is when we talk about LSU as a contender, the reason is with that 11-9 record, they have a stretch run, and they're going to have to finish like Secretariat. You see all the games they've got: Kentucky, Georgia, ranked Louisville team, Mississippi State on the road, Arkansas, #1 in the country. They've got to win at least 5 of those 6, and I think win 2 of those 3 games against ranked clubs.
For Kentucky, they come in with a 2-game losing streak. They haven't lost 3 in a row since Rick Pitino was in his first year in Lexington. Right now, they're a team with their Ford stuck in gear, you could say.
Yeah, they really are. And for Kentucky right now, they've got a basketball team that needs to continue to win because they want to move up in the seedings. They don't want to get down into that lower echelon. This is a basketball team that needs to continue to win. Travis Ford has been a problem for them. He's not done well his last 2 games. The Arkansas-Syracuse game is not a typical Ford game. When they cut him down, that Kentucky offense struggles.
We're going to dodge the beads. Fat Tuesday, the party's continuing. The game will continue. LSU and Kentucky when we come back.
At last, a legendary taste unlike any other. Rotisserie chicken. Deeply marinated with savory herbs and spices. Then slowly roasted till the delectable flavor cooks into every tender bite. The legendary Colonel's Rotisserie Gold and tantalizing side dishes. Only at one place. Only KFC. KFC. We do chicken right.
At Bluegrass Office Systems, we know that in order to be successful in business, you have to offer quality and service. Bluegrass Office Systems is the boss, and the boss only sells Canon copiers because of their reliability and quality. 1 out of 3 copiers purchased in this country is a Canon. Because Bluegrass is locally owned and our parts warehouse is right here in Lexington, we can guarantee service in less than 4 hours. To be successful in business, use Canon copiers from the boss, Bluegrass Office Systems.
Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana for Super Tuesday, Fat Tuesday. Down here on the Bayou as Kentucky takes on LSU. You see the records, a very key game, especially for the Tigers of LSU. When you look at contenders for the NCAA tournament, you know Kentucky will be there. But Larry Conley, LSU can ill afford any more slips if they're to keep that string alive. They've been to 10 straight NCAAs.
Right, you can see that 11-9 record. And really, they have an opportunity to get further along because of their schedule. And I think we can talk about that more later on.
Let's take a look at the Wildcats starting lineup. The McDonald's starting lineup. Jared Prickett coming off a 20-rebound performance a week ago tonight with Roderick Rhodes, Andre Riddick, Tony Delk, and Travis Ford. Rick Pitino's found this a tough place for his club to play. They have lost 4 straight in this building in his 5th year in Lexington. For the Tigers of LSU on their home turf, Jamie Brandon, their leading scorer, their second leading rebounder, joins Caesar, Burns, Owens, and Gibson. For Dale Brown, 22 years in Baton Rouge and over 400 victories. And Kentucky's lost the last 4 here in Baton Rouge. Over the last 10 games, these teams have split. But Kentucky in recent performances, having won a couple of times last year in Lexington, including the SEC tournament final. And we're underway on Fat Tuesday in Baton Rouge.
And Brad, there's the man Kentucky needs to get on track. Travis Ford. Really struggled his last 2 games, and he's the one player that Kentucky can ill afford to have go bad.
Riddick in close. Prickett trying to tip it in. They'll wave it off. Offensive interference. We saw him do that a week ago tonight against Arkansas. He's an anxious young sophomore, but boy, is he a talent.
I don't know if I've seen anybody in the last week or 10 days rebound as hard as Jared Prickett has. Been all over that class. The Syracuse game, the Arkansas game, the Massachusetts game.
Caesar in the corner. He's been a special player for LSU. Outside Owens for 3. That's short. Caesar goes right back up with it. And now Riddick will clear it for Kentucky.
A little bit more of a controlled break by Kentucky. They're not pushing the ball up the floor as hard as they were earlier in the season.
Riddick, a tough catch in low. Missed the shot, but drew the foul.
Right, one of the things I've contended about this Wildcat basketball team is that they really need to get more offensive work done on the inside. They've got the outside shooting. We know about Ford. We know about Delk. We know about Rhodes. But they need some offensive production inside. Take a look at Travis Ford right now. In the 2 losses last week against that Kentucky had Arkansas, he had 8 points and 3 points against Syracuse. So while they need the inside offensive work, Travis Ford needs to pick his game up. Prickett has, and Rhodes has, as has Delk. They need it from Ford, the leader.
Andre Riddick at the free throw line. Got the second, and the first part of the ball game is Kentucky's.
That's an accomplishment, and he shoots 50%.
Yeah, it is.
Kentucky opens up in his zone. Interesting.
Owens penetrates and leaves it on the baseline. Good spin in low by Gibson, but he stepped on the baseline.
They got inside the Kentucky zone that time. He couldn't wheel far enough from underneath the basket to get it up. LSU started man-to-man. They're going to stay man-to-man. Gibson's got the responsibility for Ford.
Roderick Rhodes works against Owens. Ball loose in the air. Prickett pulls it down. It will remain Kentucky basketball.
Nolan Richardson has said if you cut off the head, the body will die, and he thinks the head of Kentucky's offense belongs to Travis Ford. I'm not too sure I don't agree with him.
That's worked the last couple outings for opponents. Here's Prickett in close. Kentucky finding a little bit of a lid on it from the field right now. And Prickett picks up the foul as well.
Brad, these 2 clubs have been great competitors and real rivals over the years. Dale Brown's been at LSU and Rick Pitino came in 5 years ago. They really go after each other. What's changed the formula has been the admittance of Arkansas into the league. All of a sudden, they've become the major competitor for everybody in the league because of the way they played. But these two clubs have a great dislike for each other.
They really do.
They like to play each other. They like to compete.
And being in this building on this particular day, Lent set to start, and LSU would like to give up Kentucky for Lent, I think. Caesar is going to try it outside, just inside the three-point line.
Now, he can do that. That can go out and shoot the threes with the best of them. In fact, he's 8th in this conference in three-point field goal percentage. Give you an idea of the 6'7" forward, how well he can shoot.
And we'll give Andre Riddick all room in the world out there on top, that's for sure. Forward hook pass back to Prickett. Prickett cut off at the pass. Nice job defensively by LSU, but Prickett gets free and had it swatted away by Caesar.
Great block by Clarence Caesar.
And they're going to call a push on the sideline in front of the LSU bench as Travis Ford was trying to find room to get that ball back in. And the foul.
Riddick and Prickett with a good partnership underneath. A little two-man game across the lane. They got the ball where they wanted it. Watch Riddick with a good touch pass. He looks, sees Prickett moving. Watch Caesar with a quick elevation. And the block.
Tony Delk been scoring well in recent games. Great double team on Rhodes. Prickett trying to leave it to Riddick, and Caesar got another one. And Brandon comes out of the pile with it. And he'll take it all the way.
Clarence Caesar. Rinder on 2. Wow. Watch the second block.
At
Same
2,
possession.
Andre, huh?
Hey, Riddick's going to say, wait a minute, I'm the guy that's leading the Southeastern Conference in blocks,
That's
not
right.
you.
Caesar off to a great start on both ends. Hit the long jumper, 2 block shots. Jamie Brandon, leading scorer for LSU, 6th in the conference, just under 18 a game.
Probably been the most consistent performer for LSU all year long, even though they're at 11-9 right now and 5-6 in the conference. He's the one guy that Dale Brown has looked to really lead this club. Had a chance to beat Arkansas and Fayetteville this year. Missed a little 8-footer right in front of the basket, but otherwise he had a terrific game and really has had a very complimentary season.
Jamie with his first 2, and it's a 3-point LSU advantage here in the opening 2.5 minutes.
Kentucky doesn't even appear to be looking for the shots inside, and there's a poor one by Belk outside.
Way off the mark as Tony took it from Bourbon Street. Caesar found his spot, and Roderick Rhodes will clear it off. It's going to be a tough catch for Travis Ford. He couldn't find the handle. Another Kentucky turnover.
Brad, the early going, Kentucky does not look very much in sync. Rick Pitino very upset with his club the way they're playing right now. 1 point, we've played, what, 3 minutes and 15 seconds already.
They're coming off a 93-85 loss to Syracuse over the weekend, and Larry and I both were in Lexington last week for the loss to Arkansas, so 2 straight setbacks, something that's a rarity for Kentucky fans and their players.
2 good strong rebounds by Rhodes down inside.
Prickett, nice catch against Caesar in low, but again, the double team forced an off-balance shot.
Got it blocked. 3 blocks for LSU already in the first 4 minutes.
As you mentioned, not only Riddick the top shot blocker, but Kentucky the top shot blocking team in the conference. But it's been LSU early and Caesar for 3.
No, it's been Caesar early. Rick Pitino's have told his club to slow it down. Thumbs up by Travis Ford. Let's see what they run. A little curl and a pop out.
Rhodes, 3-pointer. Riddick with the follow.
Nice follow inside. Somebody missed a block-out assignment that time by LSU. Andre Riddick, nice move. Good pass by LSU.
Burns on the break.
Owens with a good look. Andre Owens, mid-court pass.
some traffic. The tip. And they're going to call a foul on Riddick. Andre Riddick with a foul. 15-12 to go in the first half. LSU with a 6-point lead.
Hey! What? I don't think it's going to fit the billboard. It's got to fit.
Presenting McDonald's double quarter pounder with cheese with 2 juicy quarter-pound patties of beef.
Okay, it fits. Where are you going to put the fries and the Coke? The what?
With large golden fries and a medium Coke, it's our new double quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal.
Okay, fit. Now where are you going to put the arches? What? What you want is what you get.
The double quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal.
At McDonald's today.
Leave it to Delta to design a stylish and practical faucet that works with you in perfect harmony. No matter what the situation.
Oh, honey.
Party?
Honey, though, I think I got this. Listen.
Delta, the way water is brought to life.
As soon as a State Farm customer calls with a claim, I'm right on the phone to our claims center.
We work as partners. Nancy gives me the information, then I contact our customer.
We've settled hundreds of claims together. John's attitude is...
You got to be quick, and you've got to be fair.
Quick and fair.
At State Farm, teamwork is what it's all about.
We make a great team.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Right now, LSU's lead over Kentucky is 9. Let's get you back to Baton Rouge right now. Rejoin Brad and Larry. We'll see you at halftime.
All right, John, here, Walter McCarty's just scored for Kentucky off the bench to bring them within 7, but at one point, LSU is up by 11 points, 19-8. So Kentucky's bench strength showing up here as they put full court pressure on LSU. But it's been the Tigers throughout the game. They've trailed only once, and that was at the beginning, and now they've got Ronnie Henderson in the lineup and off the bench. He has 8, including a couple of threes.
McCarty with a nice look inside. He looked at that basket for a 3, decided to give it to Martinez.
Owens dribbles out of trouble. And Henderson squares and nails another one. Did I tell you he didn't need a spot on the floor he doesn't like? 11 off the bench in about a minute and a half for Ronnie Henderson. Again, the Tigers by 11.
Mardi Gras time in Pete Maravich Assembly Center.
Martinez has done a great job with 8 points off the Kentucky bench. And a whistle stops play with 7 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the first half. We had an upset in the Big East. Right now, we've got one brewing in the Southeast Conference. 28-19, Tigers.
Thank you. Must be overcompensating for a shortcoming. Now, he obviously has feelings of inadequacy.
If it's true about men who drive flashy cars,
This guy really has something to hide.
then if a guy chooses a car because it's durable and dependable, wouldn't the opposite be true?
I wonder what he's got under the hood.
Category. Music.
Deep Purple, man. Classic.
Foreigner.
Huh? Yeah, man.
First album.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
yeah, cool.
Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
Ah, Meatloaf. Wonder what his friends call him. Me?
Mr. Loaf. About my Sharon.
Beechwood aged Budweiser.
Supertramp.
Crisp, clean, classic.
Frampton comes alive. Moment of silence, please. Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, all right. All right. Hold on.
Where in the world would you go if there were no Las Vegas? For lunch, you'd have to fly to Europe. For dinner, all the way back to Los Angeles. And there's nowhere you can enjoy all this in one amazing place. Only in Las Vegas.
Brad Nessler and Larry Conley in Baton Rouge at Pete Maravich Assembly Center. The storyline of this one, the Pizza Hut storyline of this one, is that it's been all LSU from the beginning of the ball game. Right now with a 28-19 lead. And Ronnie Henderson off the bench, 3 for 3 from three-point land, 4 for 4 overall. Clarence Caesar's the guy that started early with 3 blocks and 9 early points, and Kentucky struggling from the field. They've been helped by their bench, though, Lair.
Yeah, they really have. You can take a look at the way LSU runs their offense. They're getting inside of Kentucky's zone. Ronnie Henderson has buried 3 of those. Clarence Caesar has 2. Already, LSU 5 of 7 from three-point range.
Ronnie almost hasn't made the net move with the shots he's taken so far tonight. Instant offense. He's 10th in the conference in scoring, and he doesn't start.
What are they going to do next year with Randy Livingston in the lineup?
They need 2 balls in the lineup, that's for sure.
And Clarence Caesar's going to suffer.
Ford, nice dish into Martinez.
Martinez very active tonight. Good look by Ford, good assist.
Dumel with 10. And that's 18 points off the Kentucky bench.
LSU understands the position they're in right now, the adversity they're going to face. They've got an uphill battle to get into the NCAA tournament. They've got 6 games left, 3 against ranked clubs. And this is one of them they got to win tonight. Kentucky fighting for another reason.
They know the Wildcats will put some claw marks on them before this one's over. No doubt about it. Henderson feeds this time. A great look. Ruth Pacheco on a beautiful assist from Henderson.
LSU finding a way to get that ball inside against Kentucky's defense.
Travis Ford, scoop layup, missed it. He still hasn't scored. And LSU pushes it. They're up 9, 30-21.
Brett, I think it really points out the importance of Travis Ford to this Kentucky basketball team. When he does not do well, they don't play well.
That's another super pass by Travis, the one-hander to Martinez, and Martinez with a dozen off the Kentucky bench.
Maybe his best game of the year.
Well, it's going to be, because 14 against Notre Dame's about the best he's done this year, and he's got 12, and I mean in a hurry. And he's 6 for 8 from the floor.
You know, when you get active like that, other players on the club start to look for you. If he's going to be offensive-minded tonight, I know Travis Ford and also Tony Delk or any of the other guards are going to start looking for him inside. Maybe he might be the answer to their interior offensive problems. Kentucky's been in his own defense for most of this first half.
Caesar blocking foul. Martinez trying to get there in time to cut him off on the baseline.
Well, if you want to do one thing for Clarence Caesar, to point out one of his major weaknesses in his game, which is free throw shooting, is slightly over 50%.
LSU knowing that they have to put some wins together, because down the stretch they have an opportunity, as you see the remainder of their campaign.
And I think it makes them a contender. When you take a look at the Kentucky game, Louisville, Arkansas, all ranked clubs, they've got to win the Mississippi State game, and they've got to win the games against Ole Miss and Georgia. That's a tough act.
Yep.
To grab 5 of those 6 and beat at least 2 of the 3 ranked teams. Dale Brown knows that.
And he's taken them to 10 straight NCAA tournaments. That's an SEC record. Obviously, that record in jeopardy with an 11-9 mark coming into this one. But boy, they have not played like an 11-9 team tonight. 32-23 Tigers. McCarty's another guy on offense that's been active for the Wildcats. And a hold on Titus. Trying to stay with Roderick Rhodes, and we are in the 1-1.
Kentucky runs that passing game. They do a lot of down screens and a lot of curls off the screens off the elbow. And when they pop those guys out, those screens are so tough to fight around. LSU just reaching out that time. Brandon Titus grabbing Rhodes because he couldn't fight around that screen set on the inside by McCarty.
Roderick still hasn't scored. Do you believe that 4 of Kentucky's 5 starters have not scored tonight? So when you say their bench has X amount of points, that's because the bench has done all of it. Caesar, nice spin.
Well, he just took cricket and schooled him on that baseline. Henderson and Caesar for LSU.
13
Martinez
for Clarence.
For Kentucky.
That's right. McCarty. Whoa, what a tough stretch that is. And Walter's got 10. So Martinez and McCarty, 2 reserve big men off the bench, leading Kentucky in scoring. Ronnie Henderson. Hello. Wow, the kid can shoot.
Get him afloat. Put him on St. Charles Street. He's doing everything else.
He's already got 4 threes. He hasn't touched the rim. And this is the 11th game he's had at least 4 trays in one game. And I mean, he's had them all in about a 6-minute stretch here. 12-point lead. McCarty trying to change it and can't.
Nobody there to rebound for Kentucky. Prickett made an effort, but there were no other blue shirts.
Here he goes again. That one's short. Everybody in the place standing up to watch Henderson's shot there. McCarty already has a couple of threes tonight for Kentucky. Rhodes lost it down on the baseline. Lukashenko blocked by Prickett. Nice defensive play by Jared Prickett. We've got 3 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in the first half. You can tell by the crowd reaction in Baton Rouge who's ahead.
There was no problem with the insurance, but when the car came out of the shop, I told Joe here that it just didn't look right.
You see, that's where Nationwide's Blue Ribbon Claim Guarantee kicks in.
I gotta say, Nationwide really went to bat for me. It got fixed.
Satisfaction guaranteed in writing.
Joe was right. That makes a big difference.
One heck of a difference.
Nationwide is on your side.
In Lexington, call Nationwide agents Tim Hamilton, Tom Mann, and Ken Parsons. And in Nicholasville, John Collier.
The 1994 Kentucky Sport Boat and Recreation Show is coming in February. There'll be big boats. There'll be jet skis, ATVs. There'll be spas, small cars, small boats, trout fishing, campers, pontoon boats, fishing lodges and resorts, speed boats, fishing seminars at the Hog Trough, sponsored by Telecable. The 1994 Kentucky Sport Boat and Recreation Show coming to Heritage Hall in Lexington.
Tuesday in Baton Rouge, and LSU by a dozen.
Take a look again at the way Clarence Caesar got Prickett down on the baseline. Nice move to the inside. Look at that nice floater. 13 points by Clarence Caesar so far. A couple of trays. He gets in that zone. You can see how he's done his career against Kentucky. 4 games, 11-point average, 8 rebounds. He's exceeded these numbers in points already.
And he's already got 3 block shots tonight as well. Henderson off the inbound.
For 3. He still hasn't touched the rim. It has been nothing but net.
5 of 6 from three-point land. Ronnie Henderson. Shepard off the drive. Good-looking shot, didn't go. LSU the other way. Great pass into Burns. He can't finish it, but he got his own rebound. McCarty swatted it away. Ford, Delk, Rhodes, and Prickett, the 4 of the 5 starters for Kentucky yet to score. Still haven't. Henderson wants it back. I don't blame him. Caesar will get it instead for 3. Wow! What a show Caesar and Henderson are putting on for LSU. 43-25.
They are just nailing those threes.
Wonder if they'll get it to number 20. Got it!
And Brad, he still hasn't touched the rim with a shot. That's gone in.
Prickett in low. Quiets the crowd momentarily. Kentucky starters have 5 points. Ronnie Henderson has 6 threes in 7 shots from out there. Well, we're jamming here in Baton Rouge. We're going to do it on Jammin' Wednesday tomorrow. 2 in the Big East. Boston College, led by Howard Isley, taking on the Hurricanes of Miami at 7. And on to the ACC we go. 6th-ranked Duke and Cherokee Parks and Company take on the Cavaliers of Virginia at 9. That's our twin bill tomorrow night on Jammin' Wednesday on ESPN. Brad Nessler and Larry Conley. This has been a 3-point show so far for LSU, and Travis Ford just got in the act with his first score of the night.
We may set a record for 3-point shooting tonight between these 2 clubs.
Kentucky has 3 now, and LSU has 9. Turnover, Tigers. There's a look at the three-point shooting. 9 of 13, and Ronnie Henderson is 6 of those 7 in that grouping. He has been on fire. Ford will try another. Coming out of the pile is Andre Owens. He'll square up for a shot. Boy, Travis Ford got over on Ronnie Henderson in a hurry.
Well, you got to make the adjustment. I mean, defensively, when you see a guy shooting like that, you better get in his lap. Dealt a little bit closer on Brandon. Brandon's had a little slow first half. They haven't needed him.
No, they haven't. He's got 4 points. Number 10 on the shot clock. Owens trying to leave it off, and it's a turnover for the Tigers, and Travis Ford the other way. Rhodes sets and fires. That one almost went in, but it went up and hit the top of the backboard, so that'll get it back to LSU.
Tigers have had an incredible first half. Their shooting is just exactly what they've been wanting. Something Dale Brown has not been able to get out of this club for most of this year. Tonight, they got it rolling. So there must be something about Fat Tuesday.
I guess so. Ronnie Henderson has been the life of the party. I'll tell you that much. 20 points for number 20. And he's got it in hand with 42 seconds left in the half.
He needs his own crew.
He's going to have his own parade with his own beads. Keeps playing like this. Foul inside. And they'll walk it down the other way. Delta Faucet halftime report just 33 seconds away. This one has flown by in the first half. John Saunders and Clark Kellogg will be long scores and highlights from around college basketball. They'll take another look at that UConn-Villanova game, UMass and St. Joseph's, Clark's Concepts, and more. Hang around. 33 seconds away from our halftime report. Lutachenko with the foul on the other end, so we walk it back down for Roderick Rhodes. Burns checks back in for LSU. Roderick has not scored, missed his only free throw attempt. He's 0 for 5 from the field so far.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of free throws in the first half.
It's only the 4th attempt by Kentucky. .15 LSU lead, and they'll have the last shot at it if they choose.
And I think they choose to do that.
Henderson just got away with a shove on Roderick Rhodes, who's trying to guard him. Just flat pushed him in the chest. Boy, those two are going at it. We're going to have a fight if they don't watch it. And Tim Higgins just saw that, and he has blown a whistle to talk to these two. And that's exactly what he's going to do. They had something working there, Henderson and Rhodes, and Tim Higgins wisely just blows play dead and tells them, you guys better cool off or you'll be sitting somewhere else. That's a good call.
I'll tell you what, they were getting ready to get after each other, too. It was close.
Well, they're still shoving around. And now the push on Rhodes. And Roderick should know better. He just had that lecture given to him.
See, that's the reaction. It's always the second guy that's going to get caught. Roderick Rhodes going up against Ronnie Henderson. Now watch the left part of your screen right here. See Rhodes bumping right there? Now Henderson trying to get out of the way, pushed him. And Timmy Higgins makes the call. It's going to get a point against Rhodes. You got to let those things go by.
It doesn't do your team any good if you don't let it pass. Henderson with 20 off the bench. More than half of his field goal attempts have been three-pointers, and you can see why. He has 6 of them tonight in 7 attempts. That's on in.
You say an instant over.
Boy, is he ever. He's working on a career night. It's even got him playing defense. That's the one thing they haven't been able to get him to do. His high school team was always up 50 points. He never had to play defense. 5 on the clock. Gonna have to get a shot off and hurry about it. McCarty. Wait a minute, did they get a push before the buzzer? I believe so. Jim Burr made the call and is going to call it.
I think he's got a push on the inside down the lane. Dale Brown cannot believe it. Gerald Boudreaux guarding him right there to make sure he doesn't get out of control.
They're going to call it on Titus, Larry.
Yeah. Watch McCarty down the move right, make the move right here. I'm not sure where that came from. Must have been a blocking foul.
Yep, Titus underneath because Rutachenko got all ball. And so Walter McCarty is going to end the half here because time has expired on the clock. He'll be at the free throw line by himself for a couple. Missed the first one.
Also a very poor free throw shooter at 47%.
Rick Pitino has left the building. McCarty got the second. Rick with an early exit. His team with a big-time early halftime deficit that they'll have to try to make up. It's been the Ronnie Henderson Show on Fat Tuesday from Baton Rouge. LSU 48, Kentucky 32. Dale Brown's team trying to pull another stunner here on their home court. We'll send it back to the studio and John Saunders. John.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. Dale Brown looked like he played in the first half of that one. 48-32 is the score, and welcome to the Delta Faucet halftime report. John Saunders along with Clark Kellogg. Stick around because we have plenty of scores and highlights. It's been a wild night. Call Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington because Philadelphia was the story on this night. Well, that and more when we come back.
ESPN's exclusive coverage of NCAA basketball is brought to you by McDonald's. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today. And by Konica, copiers and fax, product performance and customer support for total customer satisfaction.
You can feel it deep inside. Dedication and a real sense of pride. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be a bud. Budweiser. Proud to be a bud. Proud to be a bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be a bud. Proud to be a bud.
In a future you never dreamed, in a place you never imagined, there is a port of call for travelers from 1,000 worlds. A haven for smugglers and thieves, a sanctuary for those seeking peace, and a dream for the future. It is a space station called Babylon 5. Check local listings for time and channel in your area.
We can offer you this kind of salary, Tim, because our law firm is so successful. There is also the country club membership, access to the corporate condo in Barbados. Plus, you can have your choice of any color Hyundai you want. Well, Tim, we would never have gotten so successful if we hadn't also been so sensible.
Welcome back once again to the Delta Faucet halftime report. Halftime in the SEC, and Kentucky is down big to LSU at halftime. Plenty more to come. It seems like it was one of those nights. Connecticut ranked number 3, just one loss in the conference coming in on the road at Philadelphia to face Villanova. Jim Calhoun trying to get to the officials early. Kerry Kittles, though, was the story in this game early on with the steal, lays it up and in. The game is tied at 25 apiece. Time running down at halftime. Watch Kevin Ollie. Leaves his feet before the three-point arc, comes down well inside it, but it's where you leave the ground. Steve Lapis, that is a three-pointer, Clark.
Jason Lawson kept the Cats in it early, blocking shots, doing a nice job there on the rejection. 2 of them, back-to-back, and the young fella loved it.
Lawson just a freshman, but it's near the end of the season. Now, Eric Evers sinks this three-pointer, which puts Villanova on top to stay. Connecticut with a couple of chances with 2 seconds left, but they couldn't win the game. Actually got off a pretty good shot. Danielle Marshall's that rattled in and out. Kerry Kittles with 24 points in the game. Villanova, their first 5-game winning streak ever under Steve Lapis. They're 11-9 right now. They're 7-6 in the conference, so don't count Villanova out, Clark, as far as getting to the tournament. But the key play to this game was Evers hitting the 3. I'll give you the credit. You said go for the win, not the tie. How did they get him open?
Boy, I tell you what, it was a misdirection play, kind of like a bootleg in football. The way they set this thing up, it was well executed. Evers gets a great look at the basket. What's going to happen here? Evers is going to start on the ball side as Jonathan Haynes just dribbles down the right side. Now, what's going on the left side of the screen as Jonathan Hayes takes the ball down is that 2 Villanova players are coming into the key area to set a double screen. I know that looks like a pie symbol, but it's actually a double screen. And Evers is going to come right off that double screen, and he's going to hang up his defender. Donnie Marshall is going to get hung up on this screen. Take a look at the execution. Good job there to set that screen. Look how close the two Villanova players are. That's Wilson and Lawson setting the screen. Donnie Marshall is inside, can't get through. That gives Evers the daylight he needs. Mark it up. I love the call. Let's go for the birdie. Don't settle for pars when you need a win. Go for the birdie. Villanova did, and they got the W.
Absolutely. There were 2 seconds left when they got the shot off and went through. They hang on for the victory. Big win for Villanova, and as we mentioned, they still have very much of a shot to get to the tournament. Now, I mentioned Philadelphia was a wild night. Here's the other one. UMass, number 10 in the nation. St. Joseph's playing without 3 players who were in their starting lineup at the beginning of the year. You never would have known it. Here's the end of the game. Rap Curry takes the shot, misses it. The ball's tapped around. The game's tied at this point. The foul is called as time expires. Now, the officials put 0.2 of a second back on the clock. Connor goes to the line, made the first, missed the second one on purpose because the clock started on the miss, and St. Joe's comes up with the win. They call it their biggest win ever at Alumni Fieldhouse, and if they say it, who are we to question it? 81-80 is the final, playing without 3 players who were in the starting lineup at the beginning of the season. Carlin Worley with 23 points and 10 rebounds. They're just 11-11 on the season. Back to the Big East now. Providence, a loser. They led for much of this game. Syracuse pulls it out 79-74. John Wallace, he has come on so much this year. 23 points for the sophomore. Providence had a 14-point lead with 17 minutes to go in the game. Back to the Atlantic 10 now. George Washington, they hit the skids about mid-season, trying to get it going. Had a big win over the weekend against Xavier. This guy will be 262 years old a week from today. Rutgers out early. Pete Marquette with the drive. Can't convert. Jamal Phillips is there with a big slam. Bob Wenzel likes it. Marquette again, this time blocked by Yinka Dare. Alvin Pearsall finds Kwame Evans. He gets the easy layup. Tough night for Mike Jarvis. Nimbo Hammonds drives, puts up the air ball. Yinka Dare is there again, sticks it back, and he is fouled. GW trailed much of this game. They pull it out 64-60. This is a team who had struggled on the road in the Atlantic 10. Their first road win, now 1-6. Nimbo Hammonds with 20 points there. Florida Atlantic, loser at Duquesne, 82-71. Derek Alston had 27 points there. And Marquette beats Virginia Tech in a low-scoring game, 55-48. Jim McIlvain had 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 block shots. And we will continue with more of Super Tuesday in just a moment. It has been a wild night. Take a look at Mardi Gras. It should be Mardi Gras because they've been dancing in the streets of Philadelphia, maybe Baton Rouge as well tonight.
This halftime report is presented by the Delta Faucet Company. Delta, the way water is brought to life.
Hey, what? I don't think it's gonna fit the billboard.
Gotta fit. Presenting McDonald's double quarter pounder with cheese, with 2 juicy quarter-pound patties of beef.
Okay, it fits. Where are you gonna put the fries and the Coke? The what?
With large golden fries and a medium Coke, it's our new double quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal.
Okay, fit. Now where are you gonna put the arches? The what? What you want is what you get.
The double quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal.
At McDonald's today.
Okay. Everybody knows U.S. Air. Not everybody knows Konica. There. Now you do. Your experience with U.S. Air. U.S. Air's experience with Konica. Why you get on board with U.S. Air. Why U.S. Air is on board with Konica. So if you know this company, you should know this company. Because Konica has earned its wings from U.S. Air. Thank you for your attention.
Morning. Okay, hold on.
Delta Faucet has over 1,000 different styles of faucets to choose from.
Just a sec.
So there's a Delta Faucet that's right for everyone's needs.
Oh, okay, I'll get the food, you get the water.
Delta, the way water is brought to life.
And don't forget to turn it off.
Duke had a chance to be the #1 team in the nation, but they are coming off a loss and in need of a victory against Virginia. They got it back going again after a couple of losses in the ACC. A battle near the top. Blue Devils ranked #6 in the nation, Cherokee Parks at 9 o'clock Eastern time. That is tomorrow as part of our action. Stay with us.
These rumors that he's still playing are just that, rumors. Michael Jordan is retired.
I think he's done. I think he's kind of, tired of it all.
You never know. You never know. It could be, but it's hard to miss how he looks.
Faked his own retirement. I don't know. I know he loves basketball. He's probably playing in his backyard with his kids, but I don't think he faked his retirement.
There is a possibility he still might be out there.
With that guy, you never know what he's going to do next.
Well, he didn't really mention it, but come to think about it, he was acting a little bit weird.
He talked about getting away from the hype,
What if I was just a basketball player?
but he often talked crazy like that.
I think that playing basketball is so important to him. I could understand Michael playing in disguise.
He did mention something about faking his retirement, but I didn't think he was serious. But you know what? One thing that really interested me was he used to always ask about hair and makeup.
This man just woke up in a Residence Inn hotel room. What are his options? He can A, make a cup of fresh coffee in the kitchen. B, walk all the way over to the living room area and start a fire in the fireplace. Or C, shoot some hoops. Okay, let's see what he does. D, none of the above. Residence Inn by Marriott, the next best thing to home.
We're back with a new AquaTread. An AquaTread for performance sedans. Introducing the new Eagle AquaTread with 2 aqua channels to sweep water away and keep its tread in contact with the road. The racing-inspired performance of a Goodyear Eagle. The wet traction of an AquaTread. The new Eagle AquaTread, only from Goodyear. We say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
ESPN's exclusive coverage of NCAA basketball is brought to you by 1994 Fleer baseball cards, a whole new ball game.
It is Mardi Gras time, the final day, Fat Tuesday. Big party all over this state, all over this part of the country for that matter, and we're no different inside the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. They have been partying throughout the first half of play, although we only had floats before the opening tip. We're part of the deal. Brad Nessler and Larry Connolly with you. You got to tip your hat to the way LSU has played this one so far, don't you, partner?
I would agree. They've been a terrific team in the first half.
48-32. They had tremendous scoring off their bench, and they've just taken it to Kentucky from the outset. They were down 1-0 and haven't trailed since.
Yeah, the one guy that really has led them has been Ronnie Henderson. You take a look at the way he's been able to make the shots. Most of them have come in a very tight circle on the right side of that lane beyond the three-point arc. Ronnie Henderson, terrific shooting in the first half. LSU with good shooting in the first half. But look at the starter scoring. The bottom figure, 24 points for LSU starters, 9 for Kentucky.
And the bench scoring, when you take a look, just the opposite. As we take a look at that, Henderson has been the bench for the most part for LSU. Ronnie Henderson's been phenomenal. He has 22 of the 24 points off the bench, 6 of 7 from three-point land. For Kentucky, it's basically 2 guys. McCarty and Martinez have kept them at least relatively close. They have combined for the 23 points off the Kentucky bench.
And let's see who starts the second half. Obviously, they got Henderson in the lineup. I think Dale Brown making a wise choice there.
McCarty's going to start for Kentucky. So is Brasso with Riddick, Delk, who's yet to score, and Travis Ford, who has 1-3. And we're underway in the second half. A 16-point LSU lead. Can Kentucky make that up? We'll find out.
So Prickett and Rhodes, the 2 players for Kentucky, the 2 starters, not starting the second half.
And immediately a foul on Lanier Burns, who gave a little elbow to Travis Ford cutting through the paint. That's 3 on Burns.
There's Jared Prickett right there. You take a look. He's 1 starter that has not come back for the second half. Well, Rick Pitino must have been very upset with his club. They were back here with about 7 minutes to go at halftime.
Delk off a pick, got it. Tony's first basket is a 3, and he can get on fire in a hurry. He had a career-tying 27 in the last outing against Syracuse.
If you're LSU, you definitely don't want to let Kentucky get a run here in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half. UK trying to come out, trying to press, trying to get something going on defense.
I'd be shocked if that run didn't come, but you're right. That's what LSU wants to avoid.
Well, the guys they've got to guard right now are Caesar and Henderson. They're the 2 that really have hurt them.
Brandon, the left hand.
So when it's on Caesar and Henderson is Jamie Brandon, their leading scorer. Henderson not even looking for a shot there. Good dish inside. Riddick. Pretty good move and a good answer by Kentucky. Good trap at midcourt.
Ford almost tied up Owens, but he gets the pass away.
Henderson wants it against Ford. He got it. You know, whenever you get a mismatch like that, Ronnie Henderson, who's having such an excellent night, take advantage of it. Dale Brown realizing he needed the ball inside against Henderson, or against Ford. Henderson got it, turned on him. Delk tried to help. Watch 0-0 right here across the lane. See, Ford's in trouble. He knows it. There's the Ford attempted defense, and Delk came over and fouled before he got the ball.
Ronnie Henderson, 23 points. Perfect from the free throw line, near perfect from the field.
Did you tell me you like shooters?
I love shooting. As I mentioned, talking to him before the game, I said, Ronnie, there's got to be a spot on the floor where you're not as good as you are someplace else. He goes, nope, I like them all. He hasn't had to use them all tonight. A lot of his shootings come from that right wing about 20 feet away, but
LSU doing a nice job defensively on Kentucky.
And Brasso just flat threw it by Riddick. The 9th Kentucky turnover.
Riddick let the ball go. He thought somebody was behind him, and the pass was going to him. Rick Pitino going to make a substitution. Riddick out. Martinez, who had the great first half, back in.
Rick left before McCarty had shot his final free throw to end the first half. Went to the locker room early, had his troops out early. As Larry mentioned, whatever was said in a hurry.
I'll tell you what, when you got a fire and brimstone message to deliver, most of the time the words flow pretty easily.
Caesar, he was red hot early in this game.
Still is, yeah.
18 for Clarence.
LSU doing a nice job of fighting through these screens that Kentucky's throwing up.
Brasso almost lost it in the lane. Ford way outside for Travis. Maybe a little too far. What an outlet by Caesar, and Henderson made the catch. If that shot would have gone, I would have dropped my headset. He was way out, almost out of bounds, and it still was close.
And Kentucky continues to struggle from three-point range. Brasso was wide open. He couldn't get it to go down.
We saw that happen against Arkansas last week, the struggles from outside the arc.
You've got to have a balancing offensive factor inside to help. Owens wants it against Ford. Good help by Martinez.
Caesar way outside. Oh, man.
See, when Martinez left Caesar, then McCarty had to go help, and Kentucky's got to talk.
Only 2.5 minutes into the second half, Kentucky has to talk. They have good reason to. They trail by 20.
See the hill, be the hill. Are you certain your insurance is paid up? This is insane. Little help? Whatever you do, don't look down.
Dick, nobody in the world skis injured better.
It's a bit dangerous. Man, I love the Olympics.
When you've got sewer and drain problems, Roto-Rooter understands. You want experts who get there fast. Call Roto-Rooter first. Get experts with the experience and equipment to handle even the worst problems, fast and professionally. Roto-Rooter clears clogged or slow-running drains quickly with the best people and equipment around. Call Roto-Rooter experts first.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The lineups look between LSU and Kentucky. Obviously, Jeff Brasso is about the only name that you would look on this court and still be able to see. But what an inspirational game that was 4 years ago for then an undermanned Kentucky club as they took it against a highly ranked LSU team of Dale Browns with Shaquille O'Neal and Stanley Robertson company. Feldhouse over Shaquille there, and a big upset and a big win for Kentucky. One of the biggest, Rick Pitino says, he's ever had as a coach in Lexington.
We had such a low self-esteem at the time. Everything was going wrong in the program during that time that we were just delighted. I mean, it was a tremendous win, and probably the the best win I've had as a coach in fighting all odds to win a ball game.
Jeff Brasso was on that team, and he's out there right now as one of the tri-captains of Kentucky, and they've got some odds to fight right now for head coach Rick Pitino. They trail by 20 points. There's the numbers against LSU. 17-18 to go.
Interesting that the roles are somewhat reversed right now, isn't it? On the same day.
Reversed. Brandon with a push from behind. Jamie picks up his second foul.
Well, Kentucky being down by 20 points, they really need to turn these three-point shots loose now. They're not going to be able to catch up doing the twos.
We're talking about a run. It's probably going to take 2 runs right now. That's what Brasso does best. Whoa, turned it into a football game. Caesar came out of the huddle with it. Travis Ford, intentional foul, and I can tell you where that all started. He was tackled by Caesar. There was no call. He tried actually to bring Caesar down right in front of us. No call. Then he does get the intentional down on the other end.
LSU having their way with Kentucky right now. That was great hustle by both clubs. Watch Henderson and Brasso go after him. Brasso tried to save it to Ford. Good steal by Caesar.
There's where Travis tried to tackle.
Yeah, Ford had him by the legs. Caesar got up, got the ball across. You see the foul by Travis Ford on Henderson. Good call by Timmy Higgins.
Some frustration for the senior guard for Kentucky.
Been a frustrating last 10 days for Travis Ford, I think. He hasn't played up to his capabilities. We've talked about it, and a lot of people have been chronicling this story all year long, the way Travis Ford's been playing. They're only as good, Kentucky is when Travis Ford is playing well. He hasn't played well the last 10 days, and it's showing on this Kentucky team right now.
It is the largest LSU lead of the night. They are up 22 points in shocking fashion right now. Brandon will square for 3. Now Jamie Brandon starting to warm up. Just what Kentucky didn't need. Roderick Rhodes short for the Wildcats. Prickett lost it out of bounds. Timeout Kentucky again. They're not going to have many left. They'll have 1 remaining. That timeout about a minute after the last one. 16:39 to go. LSU by 25.
Leave it to Delta to design a stylish and practical faucet that works with you in perfect harmony. No matter what the situation.
Oh, honey.
Party?
Honey, though, I think I got this. Listen.
Delta, the way water is brought to life.
Hey, the Miss Perfect pageant. Yeah.
We're watching hockey.
Pageant. Hockey. Let's watch both.
Miller Lite presents the Miss Perfect Face-Off.
Okay, Bob, Miss Georgia goes to the corner. She pays the price. Here's the puck coming loose. Nice shot. She scores!
Brought to you by Miller Lite. If you can combine great taste and less filling, you can combine anything.
Oh, that'll be sashing. 2 minutes for Miss Congeniality.
Bad call.
Good beer.
Great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this?
They ate the same lunch, got the same heartburn. But his antacid is very different. His Tums has calcium. Most antacids don't. Regular Rolaids uses an aluminum salt. This uses aluminum and magnesium. So does this. Of all these, only Tums helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium you need every day.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
Calcium-rich Tums. That's the one you want.
As one goes forth to unearth new treasures, one mustn't let primordial perspiration mess with one's style. Consider this powerful discovery. New Right Guard Pure Power Clear Gel. An astoundingly clear gel. Thus, it goes on clear without any flaky white stuff, protecting one powerfully. For when it comes to protection, one shouldn't mess around. New Right Guard Clear Gel. Anything less would be uncivilized.
There's a Ford stuck in neutral. Kentucky trails LSU by 25 with 16:39 to go. And Travis, as Larry has said, has been struggling the last 3 games.
You know, the one
Syracuse and only 3 tonight.
Excuse me, Brad. The one thing I wanted to say about him, he has struggled, but the one thing he's got to do as a player, a senior, he's got to relax and let the game come to him. He just has been pressing too much, and I think if he backed off a little bit and just played the game and take what is given to him, he'd be a lot better off. He's got to take those shots when they're there.
Rick Pitino's told him, I don't care if you score a point as long as you have some assists, and he's done well in that category tonight, but they do need that leadership out there. That's what's missing in this one, among other things. Caesar, the basket counts. And the foul is going to be on Clarence, but they'll give him the hoop.
Caesar strong to the baseline. Delk, the only player back inside, drew the charge. Watch underneath Clarence Caesar. We've seen the way he can shoot the ball from three-point land. Watch him go right by Martinez. Rhodes couldn't get there. Delk was there, but he still got the basket. The reaction.
20th in the SEC in scoring, 15th in rebounding, first in steals. Big multi-dimensional player, and he just came up with another steal. He's heading for the LSU career record in that mark.
There's nothing that will stop him. In fact, he's going to be the SEC leader in steals by the time he gets out of here.
And the reason he'll be both the school and the SEC leader in the same category is because it's an LSU player that holds that mark. 25 points Caesar, 24 for Henderson. It's 66-37.
Well, it has been LSU all night long. From the opening tap, Riddick got the one free throw, and that was it. Kentucky led 1-0, and it's been nothing but fighting Tigers since.
Steal by Henderson. He'll try to outrun the pack, and he did.
Clarence wanted another steal. Prickett was trying to get away from it. Clarence Caesar in there battling again.
There's the steals we were talking about. Caesar leading the SEC.
See Roderick Rhodes third in the line.
Caesar came into this game with 226 career steals. Ethan Martin of LSU is the SEC all-time record holder with 279. So he's second in the LSU books and second in the SEC books in that category. Kentucky just trying to get anything to work.
Oh, LSU done a nice job on this defense.
Owens went down holding his leg, and hopefully that's just a cramp. I didn't see if there was a collision. Caesar picked up his third foul in the meantime.
Just wondering if he might have hurt that right ankle again. You know, he's had some problems. In fact, they thought he was not going to play, Andre Owens. But went back, they took a leg, and again, it was an aggravation of an old injury, chipped bone in the right ankle. You see him sitting on the floor right there as Caesar commits the foul up and against Rhodes.
Caesar will sit with 3, and Rhodes will go to the line. And all Roderick scoring, just 2 points tonight from the free throw line. A 20-6 run so far this half for LSU. And I'm telling you, if somebody would have told me with 15 to play to be 68-38 LSU, I would have said you've been on Bourbon Street way too long this week.
Doing a little sippy.
That's right. Too many hurricanes in the system. Brandon tripped accidentally by Harrison. It goes down hard.
13 foul for Kentucky.
Amy hit the deck. He's got their feet tangled up.
Yeah, Brad, it's got to be tough all year long to take a basketball team like Dale Brown has had, to have an 11-9 record and 5-6 in your league, even lose a game to a team, Auburn, that had not won a conference game until Saturday. They beat LSU, and now they've come back here really charged up. This might be the step down the road that they really need to make that run to that NCAA. They've got to come back and play again, though.
Brandon had it pinned against the glass. And he's a little upset he didn't get a foul call. McCarty with the block. You know, they worked out hard this week following that loss to Auburn. In fact, had one day when they had 2 practices because there's no school in session due to Mardi Gras. So they have really worked. Henderson, that one a little too far away. Riddick the rebound. And I believe Titus inside caught for his third foul.
But you got to give Dale Brown credit. He's gotten his club up tonight to play against Kentucky, a team that's reeling right now with 2 straight losses, and it appears heading for their third.
Harrison off the inbound.
It's not that their job is done. My goodness, they still got 5 tough games to play.
They still got 14 and a half tough minutes probably left, too, but what an advantage they have so far. One too many passes. Harrison the steal. Ford squares for 3. Riddick puts it back.
Dale Brown's unhappy right now. He's going to call a timeout and talk about this.
We'll take the timeout as well with 14:09 to play, but it's still LSU leading by 25.
For 94 Flair Baseball, it's a whole new ballgame with even more quality and collectability. We've got a hot new look with gold foil stamping on each card and UV coating on both sides. We're covering all the bases with 11 new insert sets, seated 1 card per pack. And we're bringing home extra excitement with the all-rookie team exchange card. It's one unbelievable card set. 1994 Flair Baseball, a game in every pack.
There are lots of reasons to buy life insurance. Here are 2 great ones. I'm State Farm Agent Mike Foy. As the Goff family has grown, so have their life insurance needs. That's why we get together for family insurance checkups. I make sure to explain all the options, then they decide on the plan that's right for them. Ask your State Farm agent for a family insurance checkup. It's a great way to learn about life.
To discover the real difference between the world's 2 leading soft drinks, we're implementing an anthropological study. Chimp A will be allowed nothing but Coke. Chimp B, nothing but Pepsi. The results are astounding. The chimp that drank Coke showed improvement in motor skills. The chimp that drank Pepsi, however, disappeared.
Hello? It's him.
The mid-size Dodge Dakota Sport V6 gives you a bigger bed than Ford Ranger or Chevy S10. It gives you a Magnum engine with more horsepower than their base V6s, the safety of available 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, and a standard driver's airbag, something Ranger and S10 don't even offer. So really, the only thing compact about Dakota is the price. Dodge Dakota. A little bigger, a lot better.
Brad Nessler and Larry Conley in Baton Rouge on a fat Super Tuesday on the Bayou, and LSU leading Kentucky by 25. Here's how it looks going in the NCAA tournament contenders. And LSU, if they keep playing like this, they can beat anybody, Larry.
Brad, you can take a look right there at the 11-9 record, 5-6 in the conference for LSU. The reason we say they're a contender is because of what they've got coming up on their schedule. And we've talked a great deal about the Kentucky game tonight. They're playing very well. Looks like they're on the way to a win. Georgia at home. They've got to go to Louisville, then a tough Mississippi State team, then Arkansas at home, and add Mississippi. So not an easy road. A little bumpy going down the stretch for Dale Brown's club.
I tell you what, if they play anything like this, all the teams remaining on their schedule will have a frown on their face. They've been sensational through the first 26 minutes of this ball. Here's one guy that's really done. Henderson got another one. Just inside the 3-point line. He has matched his career high. 28 for Ronnie Henderson. Foul on Burns.
He made the basket. The ball went in. I had no idea that ball even had a chance to go in. It was all high off the glass. Did they count it? That's the question. I guess they did.
Yeah, they did.
That was an amazing shot. That ball was high up off the glass.
I didn't even see it going, to tell you the truth. I want to see it again.
Watch this again now. He gets bumped. Now the ball, he throws it way up on the top of the backboard. Look at this. And it still goes in.
Chance for a 3-point play for Rod Rhodes. So he has 5.5, 6 for the game. 70-46. Oftachenko got Riddick up, but brings him back out on top. Ronnie Henderson now posting up on Travis Ford down low. And a foul on Riddick.
Brett, we talked a great deal about the offense of LSU tonight, but I'm going to tell you, I've been most impressed with what they've been able to do on defense. Dale Brown has put his club together, and they have really handled the half-court offense that Kentucky puts out there, fighting through screens, making sure they don't get posted up. Good, tough effort on the D tonight.
Rhodes playing on Henderson. Got his jump shot away. Brandon got it back somehow. And then lost it out of bounds. And Dale Brown just gave Ronnie Henderson an earful about running the offense instead of pumping up crazy shots. That's what you tell freshmen, even when they can shoot like he does.
Again, watch the defense of LSU. See Owens, he's got Rhodes in there. Rhodes trying to get away from him. Andre Owens doing nice work out there.
Travis Ford gives it back to McCarty from 15.
A little bit of a shining star in what has been a very dismal evening for Kentucky. McCarty playing very much better.
And he just got a cheap push foul. Other scores from around the country, as you see. Davidson a win tonight.
That's a big win for Davidson over UNCC. A little backdoor game right there, huh?
Kentucky's put together 8 straight points now. So if they're going to make a run, they might as well continue the one they had going. It's going to take, as we said, a couple of runs. You can't do it all in one batch. Not the way LSU's play. Wants a timeout and got it called. So LSU down to a single timeout remaining. 12 minutes and 22 seconds left. The problem for Kentucky, it's still a 22-point deficit.
To play this game, you got to have the drive. You got to have the moves. You got to have the love. But most importantly,
hey, man, you get the ball? No, I ain't got the ball. You got it? Say what?
You got to have the ball.
Somebody better bring the ball. Supposed to bring the ball.
Hey, Chumps. Want a game? The all-new street ball. It's a Rollins, it's only $4.99, and only at Pizza Hut. Get one, because nobody plays without the ball.
Call it nature's original ice maker. Canada, the country that's 40% frozen, 100% pure. And the birthplace of ice, Molson Ice. Ice brewed by North America's oldest brewery to be colder and bolder, yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice. From the land where ice was born.
This year, it's a whole new ball game with 11 hot insert sets seated 1 per pack. Gold foil stamping, UV coating, the all-rookie team exchange card, more quality and collectability. 1994 Flair Baseball, a game in every pack.
In the past, to gain weight, you had to eat food loaded with fat and cholesterol. Now there's GNC's Pro Performance 1850 Weight Gainer, scientifically designed with 1,850 fat-free calories per serving. Pro Performance 1850, only at General Nutrition Centers.
Coming up next, Super Tuesday in the Big Ten, Deion Thomas and Illinois take on Michigan, led by their captain, Juwan Howard. That should be a dandy in Game 1 from the Big Ten. Then we'll switch on to the SEC, the top-ranked team in the land, Corliss Williamson and the Razorbacks of Arkansas in Athens to meet the Georgia Bulldogs, as the Dogs will try to pull off a shocker on their home floor. That's next week, Super Tuesday, Illinois, Michigan, and Arkansas, Georgia, right here on ESPN.
Georgia's done it before to Arkansas. Don't be surprised, folks.
So one game, Nolan Richardson told us, I'm scared to death playing on the road against that crew. 70-48 here. Kentucky's scared of playing LSU here. They have lost 4 straight. Number 5's looking them right square in the eyes with 12:15 to go. Caesar got Riddick up. Henderson alone for 3.
Robochenko with a push-off.
Will be his second.
You look at the benches of these two clubs. Kentucky right now with only 5 players on their bench. I'm looking at LSU. They've got, 6 Kentucky and 5 LSU. A little thin on the benches down here.
Kentucky with Rodney Dent out injured. That actually puts a big damper in not only their season but their bench. And there you take a look at LSU. Cheap one down low on Caesar. And for Clarence, that's 4. So he and Burns both have 4.
Well, he's trying to ward off a Kentucky player down inside. Caesar just throwing the elbows around. Picks up his 4th. He always manages to pick up a couple of what I really term foolish fouls, and that was one of them right there. Clear the ball. Clear it, get it out, and get out from underneath the basket.
Clarence will sit, and Sean Gibson will come in. What a game Caesar's had, though. 25 points. Rhodes wheels on Brandon. Tough move and strong for Roderick Rhodes. They cut it to 20, as silly as that might sound.
Kentucky keeps battling.
And Owens gets an earful from Dale Brown as he comes out. Gibson, Titus, Brandon, and McCarty. They're just going to back him up. No foul called.
Timmy Higgins says you got to back up. You got to give him a little room right there.
As long as McCarty's arms out, they should make him stand about 6 feet away from the guy throwing the ball in.
And Rick Pitino's right there next to him. He could probably guard up court a little bit.
Now we got all sorts of whistles.
Rick was a pretty good defender in his days at Mass. More renowned, I think, for his O than his D.
I think so. Kentucky, the last 10. That's how they've cut 30 to 20. Still a long way to go, but a lot of time left. 11:44. Henderson throws it away. Now there's a time when Henderson probably could have had a decent look at the basket, and because I think he's getting an earful about not shooting so much, he went to look to pass instead, just threw it into Neverland.
DeAndre Owens can handle this play. He went out limping with that foot. He's been experiencing some real problems with that right foot.
Harrison for 3. Big shot for the junior. He doesn't get that much playing time. 5 points off the bench.
Kentucky starting to make some sounds like they're going to make a run here. A big run.
I told you it would come. I don't know how big it'll be, but it'll come, and it is in the process. Brandon kept it alive with his own rebound and drew a foul.
Andre Riddick's going to pick that up. Jamie Brandon following his own shot. He's one of the better rebounding guards in the Southeastern Conference. When he puts one up from long range, he's really adept at going and getting it. Look at this good follow-up right here. Lovachico reached back for it, and Riddick done reached in. I think maybe he could have gotten a charge there, but he did. He sends Brandon to the line.
Last time LSU scored was 4.5 minutes ago. And Jamie Brandon will try to end that string. This is the kind of push that Kentucky had against Syracuse, too. They had a 13-0 run against Syracuse to take the lead in the second half. They're going to need another 13-point run plus some just to get back in this game. Jamie Brandon, what he has done over the years, progressively increased in points and rebounds the past 3 seasons to be the leading scorer on LSU's club coming into this one.
Nice to have a guy around like that you can depend on. You know you're going to get your points out of him almost every night.
He works hard, too, out there.
Yes, he does. Got a great body at 6'4" and 220.
McCarty for 3. He's got a couple tonight. Now he's got 3 of them. Big fella can fill it from out there. 72-56. Jamie Brandon all the way himself. Roderick Rhodes had to try to get a hand on it.
When Brandon takes the basketball, I think he and Caesar are about as good as anybody they've got at bringing the ball up the floor. Even though they've got other guards that can bring it up, obviously with Owens, Gibson, Henderson. But I really trust, if I were Dale Brown, and I'm sure he does because I'm watching him play here in this game, when Kentucky presses, you'll see Brandon and Caesar handling the basketball most of the time. And Caesar right now watching from the sideline with those 4 fouls.
And Jamie Brandon, 6'4" junior. That's what he's done tonight. Perfect from the line. Until that one. Still not at the halfway point of the second half, and it's only a 16-point ball game when once it was 31. Martinez. Lucky rebound for Delk, who got a gift, and McCarty sticks it in.
Well, things are starting to fall Kentucky's way now.
Travis Ford took one in the chops. And I think the foul will be on, I thought it was going to be on Owens. I guess not.
I'm not sure what they've got.
I'm not either.
All I know is it's going to be LSU's ball.
Travis Ford still trying to chase the tears out of his eyes. We'll get another look at it right here.
Well, take a look right here. You see Delk coming up behind right here to slap the ball away.
Boom.
Well, he took a shot there.
And he's going to head to the bench until he can get the tears. You can see his eyes. He can't stop blinking right now. So Epps comes in to take his spot at the point.
Well, it's hard to believe we've still got 10 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in this game.
Brasso trying to tip that, and it comes free to Brandon. He gets a lot of his own loose ball rebounds. And now the hold on Epps.
Jamie Brandon always around the basketball. Kentucky's starting to do some things very well now, Brad. That run. Yeah, we've had so much action in the second half right here. You'd think you've got 3 or 4 minutes left, and you look up and you got 10 minutes left.
That's because we've had so many timeouts called. Each team with just one timeout left.
Travis Ford over there trying to get the tears out of his eyes after that slap across the face.
Amy's missed the last 2. 14-point difference. You can hear the crowd start to silence Harrison.
What's the sound of those cats clawing back?
Henderson may have to start to shoot again.
That's all he needs. Give it to the freshman.
New career high for the freshman, 30. He had 28 against UCLA. He's got 30 against the number 11 team in the land. Not too bad.
Oh, what a terrific player he is.
He's going to be so special a couple years down the road. He already is, but he can only get better. McCarty will try a 3. Brandon another rebound. Jamie's got 8 boards. Henderson again. Got it again for 3.
He has just killed Kentucky's rallies.
Brasso lays it in. Dale Brown out on the floor.
Brad, I think what's happening, Andre Owens is really limping very badly. I think he's really hurt that foot. He went out earlier. He was limping badly just a few minutes ago to go out in the second half with this, and it is his right foot. It's a chipped bone. And they thought they were going to have to take him out for the rest of the year. They looked at him again. Now begin to believe it might be something else. Looks like his knee or maybe a cramp.
Same problem he had early in the ballgame, it looks like. Foul on Harrison.
But again, they got Caesar back in the lineup with those 4 fouls, and they put the ball in his hands to bring it up.
Ronnie Henderson averaged 33 a game as a high school senior. 33 tonight, a new career high. How about some freshmen that can do it, Larry?
Well, you talk about a great group of freshmen. This league has got them. Henderson, Ed Gray, Antonio McDyess, Eric Dampier, and Darnell Robinson, who missed 7 games this year with a leg injury. He's just now starting to come back in his own. And the guy that really, I mean, you talk about maybe the best potential freshman in the whole group is sitting on the bench.
That's right.
Randy Livingston from New Orleans.
Randy hasn't sat all night. He's been standing at the edge of the bench. He's so excited. Free throws have gone astray for LSU, but Gibson keeps it alive. And Jeff Brasso in a pile up right in front of us.
Here's Randy Livingston. Folks, you're going to hear a lot about that young man. Had a knee injury. Occurred in August, and he got operated on and just could not come back. Dale Brown made the decision to go ahead and get a medical red shirt for him this year.
He was rebounding during the shoot-around for Ronnie Henderson and kicking the ball back out to him. I said, Ronnie, you better enjoy it. He won't pass it to you that much next year. Air ball, Caesar, McCarty. Well, you've got to give him room to land. That was kind of a quick traveling violation.
Well, he lost his balance. He actually backed into Gibson and Brasso, who were both standing there. And anytime you lose your footing, they come up in the air, they're going to get a traveling call against you.
Well, he's going to keep trying that leg. Yes. 8.5 to play. 77-63. LSU trying to pull an upset over Kentucky. They have led by as many as 31 points. 68-37 the score was at one point.
Kentucky's made a terrific run in the second half.
Caesar double teamed on the baseline.
It's always been Henderson and Caesar the answer. Brasso with a three.
Boy, both teams with shooting clinics, it seems like tonight, especially LSU. Brandon kicks it out. Here's the guy of the night. Missed that one, though. Too wide open, I think.
Yeah, somebody has to be in his face.
Brasso's going to square for another one. Jeff can shoot it out.
Here they come. They've got it to 10 with 7:38 left to go. What a run by the Wildcats. You know what, your Dale Brown, you're sitting over there wondering, what can I do? Rick Pitino says, keep it going, guys. Keep it going.
Full court pressure again, making LSU work for everything they get. Brandon fouled. I think they're going to call it. On Travis Ford. We've got hockey coming up Friday night. The Boston Bruins and the St. Louis Blues. Brett Hall, 8 goals in the last 7 games. And that's at 8:30 Eastern on Friday night. Bruins and the Blues on ESPN.
Fred, I can't believe the 12.5 minutes of action we've had in the second half. It was all LSU in the first half. LSU jumps out to that 31-point lead, and Kentucky is now within 10.
Keep in mind, LSU started this half with a 20-5 run of their own. That gives you the impact of what Kentucky's had to do to come back to cut it to 10. Jamie Brandon, after missing his last couple of free throws, finds that one.
Foul situation, Kentucky has committed 10, so the double bonus will be there for LSU the rest of the way. LSU has committed 18 fouls, so Kentucky will be shooting the 1-and-1.
Rips them both.
You know what, for Kentucky, though, it hasn't been one guy that's done it. It's been everybody that's contributed.
Harrison has been doing it. Brasso. Tony Delk's about the only guy that hasn't gotten off on offense tonight. Tony has just 3 points. Rhodes off balance. Charging foul, Roderick Rhodes.
Rhodes was frustrated. Rick Pitino looked at him and says, just make the pass. He made the good spin move. LSU is in great defensive position.
Kentucky really doesn't have to hurry right now. They just have to play great defense and try to play into their offensive scheme of things. Henderson and Burns with a little give and go, and a charging foul on Burns, and he's gone.
And now LSU a little bit out of control.
Fouls out with 7:09 to play.
Big loss for LSU. They really don't have anybody inside to contest the taller Kentucky people. Maybe a good time for Kentucky to start thinking about going inside. The reason this play happened was because Kentucky's press forced LSU to push the ball down the sideline, and nobody was there. Watch Martinez get there. I'm not too sure he got there in time. It might be a little bit late.
Burns 7 rebounds, but only 2 points tonight. Lukashenko in to take his spot. Kentucky offensively with Prickett, Ford, Rhodes, Martinez, and Brasso. Another different-looking lineup. Nice touch pass to Prickett from Travis Ford, and Lukashenko picks up his 3rd foul.
And immediately they went to the inside. Travis Ford with a little touch pass to Prickett. Lanier Burns is fouled out, and he's really their best defender, and the Lukashenko not really versed at guarding well on the post.
Jared Prickett, 6'9" sophomore, will go to the free throw line. Tony Delk back in for the Wildcats. Only 3 points for Tony tonight.
I get the feeling we're going to be in for a wild finish.
Brickett's been sensational in the last 3 games on the boards. He's averaged 14 rebounds a game the last 3 outings, and we saw him pull down 20 against Arkansas last week. Free throw shooting didn't go too well for him, though.
Free throw shooting been the nemesis of a lot of clubs this year. I talked about it earlier. In fact, about 3 weeks ago, the article in the USA Today about how poor the free throw shooting has been around the country, how it's been going down. In fact, it may have reached the lowest it's been in 40 years. True for three-point shooting, field goal shooting overall, Brad. It's all down. But you wouldn't tell that tonight.
I still think these kids spend all their time outside the arc or working on their dunks and forget to stand at the line. I don't know what the reasoning is, but it's been awful every place. There are a few teams around the country who have upped their average. Syracuse has always been a dreadful free throw shooting team, and they've been excellent leading the Big East this year. But you can't make that many cases around the country, that's for sure. Second half, LSU led 68-37 at one point.
Kentucky's comeback has been stalled a little bit.
That'll help take the stall away. It's back to 10, 82-72. They throw it away, and McCarty cuts it to single digits.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable the way they've come back.
Caesar, nice dish. Ruptachenko's fouled. If it's on Rhodes, he's gone. It is, he is.
Well, it was either he or McCarty. They were both there.
Roderick leads with 11 points and 6:25 to go. And Rick Pitino could certainly use his offense. It'll be Jeff Brasso, the senior, who will come in to take his spot.
This might be the best comeback I've seen this year and a half.
This is the best comeback I've seen since, who was it, North Carolina and Florida State and Tallahassee last year. Remember that one? And we had Iowa, Michigan State. And that was the same week about a year ago this time. Those were 17 to 20 point type comebacks. When you start talking about coming back from 31, and though it's still, they're 8 down. Wow.
But 31 in the second half. You know, if it's 31 in the first half, you have more time, but it's the second half.
It's all happened in a matter of about 9 minutes.
There's one of the leaders right there, Jeff Brasso.
Ruptachenko, 75% free throw shooter, but he missed the first one.
I'm glad both teams now with 10 fouls, so it's a double bonus. 2 shots for both teams. We may get down to who can make free throws.
9-point game, 6:20 left to play. Brad Nessler and Larry Conley in Baton Rouge on Super Fat Tuesday. Tony Dell. Titus a rebound. And a quick foul called after the play on McCarty. It's 3 on Waller.
Got a feeling Rick Pitino probably is going to be happy he used all those players tonight, because I have a feeling he's going to be using them down the stretch. We've already lost one player to fouls, Roderick Rhodes over there.
The coats are gone from both coaches. I had to take mine off about 5 minutes ago because I could feel this run coming. It's been heating up in here. Roderick Rhodes is fouled out. Lanier Burns for LSU is gone. And free throws escaping LSU right now.
One of those unsung artistic things that you need to do to win basketball games. You got to make free throws.
Kentucky's got 7 second-half three-pointers after 3 in the first half. And we know that they can definitely shoot them. They came into the game with 192 threes. They're going to need a few more. Trail by 10. Here comes one. Delk got it back and goes for 2.
What a move. Great catch after a missed shot. Kentucky continues to press. Watch Caesar bring the ball up. You know what I'm talking about? He's really good at that, and they lost. Great play by Delk.
Delk way outside. He just can't seem to find it, but he got his own rebound again. And then threw it away. Nice strip from behind by Brandon. foul on Delk. Tony has only 1-3 tonight. He leads Kentucky coming into this game. And the last 2 or 3 he's put up there have hit the back of the irons. He's a little bit deep with his shot.
Kentucky's racking up the fouls. LSU can be somewhat efficient at the free throw line tonight. They've got to win. Kentucky's going to continue to foul them.
That is short again.
Well, history would tell you that he's not a very good free throw shooter. You can look at his numbers, 55%.
Lukashenko, what a tough rebound, and he missed it.
Dale Brown wanted goaltending.
Travis Ford trying to work around a pick to get free for a shot. He'll drive in and score the 2. Smart move by the senior.
Smart move is right. Right down the right lane.
You believe it's 84-78. Titus foul on the way. Basket goes.
Count it. Oh, what a terrific drive that was. Down the lane, Titus all by himself. He brought it from the other end of the floor. You can see the startup right there. Now the question is he starting up for the shot? The official's opinion, he was.
Rick Pitino didn't like it as a call. Brandon Titus, a 6'3" sophomore out of California, obviously did. Chance for a 3-point play for him. And he caps it off with the free throw. 9-point game, just a little over 5 left.
Martinez in trouble.
Help. Yeah. Now he'll square up for 3. Brasso to Ford, nice ball movement without ever putting it on the floor by the Wildcats. Harrison, he's got a couple tonight. That one won't fall for him. Kentucky pressing all over the court, trying to force a turnover.
They're in all-out mode right now. Threes and tough defense. LSU trying to get their composure. It's been a terrific run by Kentucky. LSU right now trying to pull it out, trying to find some semblance of organization out there to run their half court.
5 on the shot clock. It'll be Caesar's turn. Has it stripped by Harrison. They played great defense, got the turnover, and Lukashenko knocked it away, and it went off McCarty's knee.
Good call.
Second winningest coach ever in the SEC, Dale Brown. How sweet would this one be? 3:59 to go.
Delk's going to replace Harrison now.
They've got to get Delk out there as a scorer. It's as simple as that. Brasso picks up the foul.
You know, Brett, I'm convinced that's a strategy Rick Pitino's using right now. It's just simply to foul, send LSU to the line, and they'll trade 3s for 2s. That's the way they've started to catch up.
Yep.
Their problem is they've got to continue to make 3s if they're going to get back in it.
And there's a guy that got to get the 3-point hand warmed up. Riddick will check in. McCarty will sit. So back to the free throw line goes Brandon Titus. He seems like he's been glued there the last couple of minutes. He's 2 for 5, though.
He's leasing that spot for the night.
Well, he's hit his last 2. And LSU hold on to a 10-point lead in the final 4 minutes. So we're about to find out. 10-point lead, it will remain as Ruptachenko's going to get called for the foul, and now he's in foul trouble. We'll walk it to the other end. Gives us time to tell you about Thursday college basketball on ESPN. We'll start off with second-ranked North Carolina at Little John to take on Clemson. Michigan State, Northwestern in the Big Ten, and then we cap it off at midnight with Cal hosting the Cardinal of Stanford. That's our Thursday night triple-header on ESPN. Here in the Southeastern Conference, 88-78, LSU with a good free throw shooter at the line, and Jamel Martinez, 83% on the year. It's his first trip to the stripe tonight. Delk scraped up a rebound somehow.
Well, they got it back. Kentucky did. Nice play by Delk to come up with that loose ball. Martinez wants it against Robochenko inside.
They can cut it to 6 if that goes, and it does.
Oh, my, oh, my. Delk almost came up with it again.
Travis Ford, 2 3-pointers tonight, none bigger than the last one. It has made it an 88-82 ball game. Absolutely unbelievable what Kentucky's done this half to get back in this game.
Delk almost got it again.
Tony's all over the place right now. And Rick Pitino's going to go to his bench and try to get Riddick in to play some defense. The rejector, they call him, for his shot blocking prowess. And if he could trade Riddick for McCarty every trip down court, defense, offense, he'd take it anytime.
But I tell you what else is going to start to happen. LSU's going to start to feel this pressure. Only up by 6 now, knowing that they had a 31-point lead. Kentucky's made this run on them. You may start to see them tighten up a little bit.
They might start to feel
maybe not
like
this guy.
Not that guy, you're right. No conscience. 36 points for the freshman. And Travis Ford just walked and he knew it. And that could become a 5-point swing in a hurry.
Ronnie Henderson with a big 3. Number 40, Jimmy Higgins needs a drink of water. He's been running up and down the side.
He's going to grab my glass.
Watch Travis Ford right here. See, he knows it. Picked up that pivot foot.
Brasso scrambling all over, trying to pressure Brandon. Just a little over 3 minutes to go. It's 91-82.
Well, Ronnie Henderson didn't hit a big bucket any bigger than the one he just made.
Trap on Titus. And a foul. You can call it on a group of 3. They'll call it on Brasso. And that is 3 on Jeff. Harrison will check in. Delk will come out. Don't forget SportsCenter coming up next. The Rockets and the Hawks. A couple of the hot teams in the NBA. The college upsets, including one that might happen right here. And Michael Jordan outside, running and hitting and fielding. It was something to watch. I saw a little bit of it earlier.
Bat, ball, and glove out now, huh?
Rick Pitino coaching Tony Delk, who's kind of had a struggle of a night. Well, Brandon Titus back with the key to his apartment. As Larry said, he's renting that spot, the free throw line. On key that time. He can make it a 10-point game again if he hits this one. Only 3 for 8 from the line for Brandon.
Kentucky with a chance to get back again now. They need a basket almost on every trip.
And they need a 3 just about on every trip. They're going to pack it inside to Riddick. Riddick got his own board and scored it. 7-point game, 91-84. Steal by Kentucky.
Brasso got it away. He's going to go for a 3. And got it.
3 this half for Jeff Brasso. It's a 4-point ball game.
Brasso with a great defensive play. Now watch Caesar bringing it up again. He got a slap from behind. That time they fouled.
Brasso will pick up his 4th foul. They can't afford to lose him. He's been one of the spark plugs.
What an unbelievable game. We had settled back, been talking a lot about Philly, talking about a lot of other issues. Forget it. Kentucky won't allow you to do that.
12 threes for Kentucky in the game, 13 for LSU, a season high for them. We could have played the whole game from 20 feet away, the way it's going. Caesar has been special. That's 29 for him, and that is a new career high for Clarence Caesar. He had 28 against Auburn, 28 against Florida. Tonight, even better. 30 points for Caesar.
Now Delk back in, replacing Harrison.
When's the last time we've seen a club have 2 30-plus scores in the same night, like Henderson and Caesar? Been a while. 6-point game, still a lot of time left. LSU's thinking too much. Kentucky's thinking that's just about right. Brasso.
Again! Way outside. Unbelievable. Kentucky within 3.
93-90. Tony Delk going for the steal, stripped the ball, but he got a piece of the player as well. That's 4 on him.
Jeff Brasso. I want to tell you what, if Henderson has been as strong in the three-point shooting from beyond that arc, you got to give credit to Jeff Brasso equally as well. My goodness, these two guys have shot tonight. What's Brasso? I mean, there really isn't a lot of room for him to let this ball go. Andre Owens right there with a hand in his face, drained it.
Jeff's 4th of the night. I mean, that one was way outside. Caesar convinced that free throw in. He had some serious body language going on at the free throw line to get that one to fall through for him. High-scoring 3-point shootout in the Bayou tonight on Fat Tuesday. We got a fat score, 94-90.
Well, if you like shooting, this has been your game.
And I do, and it has. And we're under 2 minutes, and it's still a 5-point game.
This crowd asking for a defensive stop now from LSU.
Delk goes up for 3, and he gets it.
Kentucky is on fire.
Each team with 13 trays.
They just
and now Caesar
stepped out of bounds. Kentucky's got it back.
I sure hope you didn't go do something else when it was 68-37, folks. It's 95-93. LSU now clinging by their claws to a lead. But I throw it away. Trying to get it into Martinez, went off his hands, almost went through the hoop. Now LSU to try to slow it a little bit.
Martinez had it wide open too. Caesar.
So much for slowing it, I guess. Dale Brown wanted them to, and they didn't. Brasso squares his 5th 3, no. And he throws it off Brasso or Martinez to save the ball. Remember, a 31-point lead at one point for LSU. Kentucky on a 56-27 run.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Bradley trying to bring it up against this Kentucky press.
I'm glad the truck did those numbers. I can't add that high. Nice dish underneath. Rutachenko missed in close. And then he fouls, and he's gone.
He fouled Brasso. I want to tell you what, I know 2 coaches and about 20 players are going to be absolutely worn out when this game is over with.
I've only got about 56 seconds left in me, barring overtime. Could that happen? To go this far, this long, and then stay an extra 5.
The way it's been going, it'd be fun to watch.
Sure would be.
Look at Patino, very intense. Realizing his club is come, they have climbed a big mountain. They're back. What a job by this team. What an absolutely incredible job by this Kentucky team.
Did I tell you earlier that LSU would have some cat claws on them before it was over? Jeff Brasso is going to try to claw them right into a tie. Short. LSU, some of them in shock, some of them with head down. Their team's still ahead, though, unless Kentucky finds a way to tap it in. Kentucky ball.
They kept it alive. McCarty did, Delk did, and they got it back for another chance.
Sports Center coming up. If they can top this game, and they may be able to. We had another stunner in the Big East earlier tonight. That's one of the things they'll talk about. Delk not quite free enough to launch one. About a 15-second difference on the shot clock and the game clock. Ford with a dish. Martinez trying to keep it alive. Rolls out of bounds. Still Kentucky ball.
16 seconds left on the shot clock. It rolled between LSU's hands, Kentucky's hands. There were a whole bunch of people putting their paws on that one.
Still people scraping themselves off the floor. Caesar gets up slowly. He may have to come out. No, he put his hand up to the LSU bench as if to say, I'm all right, leave me in.
He doesn't want to come out of this one. Not now.
Kentucky down by 2. 31.6 left, 16 on the shot clock. And still have not gotten all the moisture off the floor, so they'll bring the ball boys back out again. Jim Burr, Gerald Boudreau, and Tim Higgins have worked like crazy tonight, too. The men in the stripes, they're all worn out. So are both teams. The fans not quite done yet, though, with a chant of LSU. Delk. They only need a 2 to tie. Shot clock on the left. Tony Delk to work. McCarty for 3.
He got it! Kentucky's ahead!
Incredible! 19 seconds left. LSU with the final possession. They want a timeout. Dale Brown does. He gets it called with 11.5 seconds to go. And Kentucky, unbelievably in front. McCarty's 3 has given them a 1-point lead. Wow.
Change is good.
Let's give it a shot.
Looks good.
Here it comes.
15 items under $1.
I like tacos.
49-cent tacos every day.
The food for strength. 2 first. Every day. Fast food with an attitude. There's a location near you.
Showtime shocks your senses with blockbuster thrillers on telecable. This February, Madonna and Willem Dafoe.
What did she do to you, Frank?
Sex was a game to her.
But this game got deadly. Was it an act of love or an act of murder?
She is a killer.
Body of evidence on Showtime. Also on Showtime. They were killed in action. Now they're brought back to life.
What did they do to you?
Don't know.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is the Universal Soldier. Hot hits brought to you by telecable.
Coverage of NCAA basketball has been brought to you by Foot Locker, the world's most complete athletic footwear store, where it all begins. And by the new Dodge, a proud sponsor of the 1994 U.S. Olympic team.
That was Walter McCarty's last 3-point shot, his 4th good for the game. He has 23 points and has miraculously given Kentucky a 1-point lead.
Now he's going to sit here and grab the information from Rick Pitino about what they're going to do defensively. Isn't it ironic that Kentucky would get back and get this 1-point lead, and the thing they have to depend on now is their defense.
There's the reset. LSU out of timeouts. Kentucky with 1 left. Possession arrow LSU. The ball in the hands of the Tigers with 11.5 seconds to go. They've called their play. Let's see what they've come up with. And now Kentucky takes a look at the set, and they'll call timeout. Rick Pitino uses his final clock stoppage with 11.5 left in the ball game. We'll take a timeout, too. Don't go anywhere. I'm sure you won't. 11.5 seconds to go, and LSU.
The new Ram pickup features a frame design so strong, it's been patented. Its available rear step bumper can pull 5,000 pounds by itself without the help of that frame. And the tie-downs in back are so strong, they can support the weight of the entire truck. We overbuilt this pickup because we were sure you'd never underwork it. New Dodge Ram, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year. We labored to make the new Dodge Ram the standard for quietness in a pickup. We triple sealed the doors. We coated the hinges with friction-reducing material. And to help eliminate wind noise, we even came up with a special sound-deadening antenna cover. As pleasant and comfortable as our new truck is, we just couldn't allow it to whistle while it works. New Dodge Ram, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Hey, what?
I don't think it's going to fit the billboard.
Gotta fit.
Presenting McDonald's double quarter pounder with cheese with 2 juicy quarter-pound patties of beef.
Okay, it fits.
Where are you going to put the fries and the Coke?
The what?
With large golden fries and a medium Coke, it's our new double quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal.
Okay, fit.
Now where are you going to put the arches?
The what? What you want is what you get.
The double quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal.
At McDonald's today.
LA Tech Leap Gear. Banned by the NBA. Too distracting for the league. Too extreme for the pro game. Well, too bad for them, because Foot Locker's got them. The new Leap Gear. They light when you leap. And the new Light Gear Cross Trainers. They light when you land. The new LA Techs. Get them at Foot Locker before we're out.
Brad Nessler and Larry Conley in Baton Rouge. Can LSU now find a way to come from behind? How odd is it to say that? The only other time they have trailed tonight was 1-0. Now it's 96-95. This is how the scoring has gone this half. LSU led by 31 at the 15:30 mark. It was 68-37. Since then, Kentucky 59-27 to take the lead. Ronnie Henderson has been the offense tonight for LSU as he got one more shot left in him.
Here we go.
Henderson's got 36 for the game.
It's going to be Brandon, one-on-one.
Brandon against Brasso. He missed it. Kentucky rebounds. Immediately they foul dealt with 4.4 seconds left.
Brandon made the attempt. He went down the lane, realizing he had Brasso on him, and there was no help from Kentucky's defense. Thought Brandon was going to get an wide open shot down underneath. But they got there, and now Delk with a chance to really seal this one away.
Tony is a 66% free throw shooter. This is his first trip to the line. It's going to be obviously 2 shots, everybody over the limit fouls. So we'll talk about the situation after his first one, which he missed. Now, LSU only needs a 2-point shot to win this game, or to tie the game, and a 3-pointer to win. Delk hits the second one. If I'm LSU, I get it somehow to Ronnie Henderson.
Going long.
Catch made by Gibson. He had to go up hard, and a travel as he came down. And how tough is that?
It was about the only thing they could do. They had to get it into the front court, and Kentucky was really putting the pressure on up front. They would not allow them to come in. Kentucky's defense made a good play that time. Now all they got to do is get it in, put it in that man's hands. He doesn't miss free throws.
Not very often, anyway. 89% of the time he hits them. 2.2 ticks left as Travis Ford will be going down to the free throw line. Sports Center is next, 2.2 seconds away, barring anything else strange that could happen, like overtime in this one. And how much those young men feel after the performance they put on. I mean, it was a show in the first half for LSU. It became a double feature in Kentucky's favor after halftime.
This one will seal it. And maybe one of the greatest comebacks I've seen in a long, long time.
I don't know if the NCAA keeps track of things like this, but when's the last time you saw somebody down 31 with 15 to go and win the game? And they're going to.
They got it.
Free throw will
They
do it.
got it. They won it.
Will put it up. It doesn't matter if it goes, as Kentucky has pulled off a comeback miracle in Baton Rouge. An unbelievable finish. Kentucky wins it 99-95 over LSU. For Larry Conley and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Brad Nessler. I hope you've had as much fun as we have. That's going to do it from Baton Rouge. Sports Center is coming up next.